What's up, YouTube? It's been a while since I did a video, so I figured I'd make a new one on a recent purchase of mine. I picked up a Sig Sauer P938 in the Scorpion flavor, and this is a 9mm, and as you can tell, it is a small little gun. I have somewhat small hands, and it's very easy for me to grip. Now, I bought this used at a local gun shop, and whoever turned it in originally, or maybe the gun shop, I don't know, they basically they kept the extended mag and just give me two of the flush mounts, which these hold 6 apiece, and then one in your chamber, so it's 6 plus 1. So you don't have a whole lot of firepower, or at least not a whole lot of ammunition, but it is 9mm, which in my opinion is definitely a step up compared to the 380, which I did consider. I considered both the Glock, the 42 and the 43, but the Sig, to me, hands down, is just so much more beautiful of a weapon. Now, honestly, I probably wouldn't have bought one of these. In fact, I've been wanting one for almost 2 years now, I guess, and I just haven't never pulled the trigger, if you will, simply because, as you're probably well aware, these things are not cheap. You buy one new after taxes, you're probably looking at $800 out the door, at least 7 and change. And like I said, I found this secondhand at a local shop at I think what was a steal. I jumped all over it. It definitely has some wear. Whoever owned it, they definitely used it as a carry gun, and it's got some wear, especially on the bottom of the trigger guard there, and in front of your gun, and just all around. And right now it's dirty because I literally just took it out and ran a few clips through it. Me and a friend of mine both. He had a 9mm Glock, and I wanted to shoot it since they were both, tiny little 9mm pocket pistols. I wanted to shoot his, he wanted to shoot mine, so we took him out. And truth be told, I liked the way his shot a little bit better, or at least I liked the way it felt in my hand. And truth be told, I liked the trigger on the Glock a little better. The Glock on the Sig it's definitely got quite a bit of pull to it from the factory, so that is something to consider. And another thing, if you're not familiar with 1911s, this is essentially set up the same way, in the sense that once you lock that mag in and chamber your round and you're ready to carry it, you pretty much got to carry it locked and ready to roll. Now, you do have an Ambidextrous Safety here, so I would suggest, if you're going to carry it round chambered, which I definitely would carry it round chambered. Nothing more useless than an unloaded gun, especially when you need it. But anyways, I'm prior service, and I grew up in the Army with M9s and M4s, both of which have manual safeties. So it is muscle memory for me, regardless of what firearm I use. If I'm at the range or just out in the woods planking, first thing I do is I want to swipe the safety. So for me, it's a good thing. I like the safety, and it doesn't really bother me to carry it locked and cocked, because I know this thing is not coming out, not getting played with, not getting shown off, nothing of that nature. It's going to stay in my pocket or in my holster unless it's needed. Hopefully that's never, but that's just how I feel about it. Anyways, like I said, it comes with 2 magazines. Both of mine are flush mount, but if you buy it new, or even if you buy it used, in theory you should receive one 6-round magazine that's a flush mount like this, and then you should get another magazine, but it would be the extended 7-round magazine, and it just gives you a little spot there for your pinky. And I'm definitely going to order one of those, because when I shot this the other day, I could shoot it okay. You know, I'm definitely nothing that I would brag about. I'm not no crack shot by no means, but I could just tell having that extended clip would make a world of difference. I've shot many a weapon, not this one, but I've shot many a handgun before that has the extended mags, both with and without it, and I just prefer it. I like having somewhere for my pinky to go. So definitely going to be ordering one of those, and those are not cheap, by the way. So if you are considering getting this gun, if you're the type of person that likes to have a bunch of extra mags, it might be worth noting those magazines are generally 30 on the cheap side. I've seen them as high as $45 a piece, which is kind of silly, but I don't make the rules. Anyways, is this the gun that I would take into a firefight? Absolutely not. If I knew when I left the house I was going to need a gun, I would not take this gun. Maybe as a backup, but with 6 or even 7+1, you can go through, especially when you're pumped full of adrenaline, you can go through 7 rounds in literally a second or two and not even realize it, especially if you have multiple threats. There's so many videos on YouTube that back that up, and there's also so many videos on YouTube that back up the argument that really you should train to carry round chambered. Bottom line, if you ever have to pull this thing, you're going to be so pumped full of adrenaline and scared and everything else. You know, that even though it might just take a second or two, chambering that round might make all the difference in the world. And plus, a lot of people, because they are scared and pumped full of adrenaline, when they go to chamber the round, they kind of short stroke it and end up not loading the gun, so they basically squeeze the trigger and get a click, or they get a malfunction or a misfeed, something along those lines. So that's just my take on it. You probably have your own opinions, and you very well may be right, or they just might, you know, fit you better. But for me personally, that's just how I look at it. Other than that, you're looking at pretty much what comes standard here, which, you know, I generally say handguns come with the industry standard cheap black box. Sig kind of upped the ante a little bit, I guess you could give them a little credit. Sorry for the shakiness, I don't have a tripod. But anyways, you know, the box ain't half bad. Comes with 2 mags, comes with the standard Sig little gay lock if you want to be extra safe when your firearms are in the house, or if you got kids or whatever. And then I think it also came with a little clip type magazine. I'm not sure, I haven't looked this up yet, but this one has been altered, so whoever owned it previously, I don't know why, but they definitely altered that, so that's pretty much useless. I can't figure out what in the world they did it for, what their logic was, or what their intentions of using it was for. So it is what it is. But anyways, like I said, for the price I picked it up, I'm super happy with it. It's probably going to be more or less my summer gun, or if I'm wearing shorts, or just a gun that I'm more apt to carry every day, simply because it is small and you can throw it in your pocket. And you know, I like carrying. I'm all for people carrying concealed firearms, but I'm definitely not the type of person that leaves the house every day thinking I'm going to get into a firefight. So, you know, a lot of times in the past, because all I had was full-size or compact guns, a lot of times in the past, if I knew I was going to be sitting in the car for a while, or some other type of circumstances would dictate, I just simply wouldn't carry because it was inconvenient. Well, this gun kind of solves that problem. So now I'm more apt to pack a gun with me every single day. Now, winter's coming just around the corner, and I will, without a doubt, because I like to wear loose blue jeans and 2 extra large, hoodie. I like bigger clothing, plus I got a little gut on me, so it's easier for me to conceal a compact or even a full-size pistol. So during the winter time, I probably won't carry this nearly as much as I will in the spring and summer and fall. But anyways, just wanted to give you guys the down and dirty on the Sig P938 Scorpion. Hope you guys are having a good one. Peace.